Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here representing my fellow military and veteran caregivers. My role as a military caregiver is one that emerged over time. My husband, Hal, is a veteran of the Iraq War. He experienced and witnessed the worst of combat, particularly during one terrible ambush that left many of his battle buddies with catastrophic injuries. Following Hal's return home, the signs and symptoms of post-traumatic stress began to show. In our struggle to get him the treatment he needed, they grew worse. When you care for a veteran with invisible wounds, your role as a caregiver is often invisible too. Friends and family do not see the time you spend as a resource and that source of emotional support for your loved one. Your coworkers don't know when your veterans' nightmares have kept you up and from getting the sleep that you need. When you're out at the mall, people don't know you're constantly keeping an eye out for triggers like loud noises or large crowds. At the grocery store, the store clerk can't see the way that you're watching for early warning signs exhibited by your veteran that only you can recognize. Caregivers supporting veterans with physical injuries also feel overlooked. Standing next to a veteran assisted by a wheelchair, cane, or service dog can drape you, the caregiver, in a cloak of invisibility. We love and admire our veterans more than anyone, and we are the first to say they deserve our nation's thanks and support. However, please also remember the service, sacrifices, and challenges of their caregivers. Caregiving is a role we willingly perform, but it can be isolating, lonely, and terribly hard. Many of our nation's military caregivers do not have a strong support system or even a single person who understands what they're going through. Even more alarming is the number of people caring for a service member or veteran who do not even identify as military caregivers, nor do they realize that there are millions of others facing the same struggles. Today, the Elizabeth Dole Foundation addresses our needs head on. With the launch of Hidden Heroes, there is a brand new website dedicated to making it easier for military caregivers to find helpful information, search valuable resources, and be part of a community. HiddenHeroes.org was conceptualized and built with crucial advice from our very own Elizabeth Dole Fellows, along with other military caregivers and coalition partners. There are 4 key sections of the website to support military caregivers. First, we invite them to step into the world of a military caregiver. We show that caregivers are not alone. In this section, there are more than 160 hidden hero stories from military caregivers from across the country who generously share their own personal journey. Within each profile, caregivers have answered questions about how caregiving has impacted their lives and the challenges they face. Caregivers also identify valuable resources. You can search to find a military caregiver in a variety of ways, by branch of service, state, type of wound, and much more. Second, we have made it easy for caregivers to find helpful resources and support. There is a simple-to-search directory of more than 160 of the nation's best caregiver support programs. These organizations have been vetted both by the Elizabeth Dole Foundation and its network of EDF fellows. Also, In order to qualify, each organization had to complete a detailed survey to better define its services. Resources can be located by a keyword search or by selecting filters from a list of 15 different criteria that include type of wound, type of help, and location. Third, and perhaps most important, we have built a safe and confidential online community for military caregivers. In the Explore Our Community section, caregivers can connect with peers and participate in caregiver Q&As to share experiences and advice with those of us who've been there. This will be the online home for hidden heroes, the place where caregivers keep coming back when they encounter new challenges or just want to find a sympathetic ear. Caregivers in this community will also have access to free online courses offered by the respected Psych Armor Institute. Though designed for caregivers, every American is encouraged to participate with the hidden heroes. The Take Action section provides very specific ways that you can get involved. And as for my fellow caregivers, if your story sounds like any of the ones that you've heard today, please join us by registering yourself at hiddenheroes.org. The more military caregivers who sign up, the more relevant and helpful this community can be for all of our hidden heroes. Thank you.